What kind do you want, Dean? You want one of each? You want some sausage?
Sure.
Give it right
This is an event that we're actually hosting, and the president from Oxnard College, which is Mr. Duran, Richard Duran, and we're going to do a little celebration, and then we're doing a celebration. And I just want you guys to take a moment and look at the slide. This is the flyer when we did it the first time, and that was actually the fall of 2014, September 24th. And I don't know if the pizza looks the same, but that's the pizza we had, and that's Mr. Duran. And he's your president from Oxford College, and he's actually retiring this year. So he's setting the presidents to actually make sure we do pizza with the president, with the other presidents that are going to be on our campus. And as students that are involved with Associated Student Government or clubs, it's something that you guys try to keep as a tradition. So you can actually, he sees you eating in front of him, and you can see him eating in front of you. All right? So this is the next slide when he was doing a speech to all the students. You guys see the background is the background behind my back. And that's when we had actually the day we cut the ribbon for that logo that represents the history of our college. That was designed by the students and an artist that came in and actually did the work. And this is the crowd. So if you look at the crowd back then and look at the crowd right now, you'll see the difference in the balance. If you see the cutting of the ribbon, that's Elibet. She was our president. Right now I'm your interim president. And there's the artist cutting the ribbon. It was the artist, the individual on the left. If you look to the left, that's our advisor in the middle, Mr. Duran, and our president that was here in the fall of 2014. And she's our advisor. She's new to our board, and we're happy we have an advisor. And the artist on the right. This is actually the drawing, and this is actually a special moment. The young lady on the right, she's a student. She was part of music club, and actually, on this day, it was a special day because it was Mr. Duran's birthday. And she actually, Mr. Duran didn't know that. I found out at the last minute, so we kind of had to move the order of the agenda and have her sing a happy birthday song to him. So something that he's going to take with him, because I think he's not going to retire in California, so he's going to take something that California has with him. And if you see, this is the crowd that we have here that was in front, looking at him doing the speech to all the students. And then these are all the little light circles that you see in the event, and you probably see yourself there. Yeah, but I'll do it. I can't be lazy and do the speech. And then right here you have Mr. Duran. He was actually singing there. He was singing that song of Rey, you know what I mean? You know, and he was singing to these three women right here to the right. You know, so this is Melissa. She was an ASG student. She was a MECHA president. This is Cardona, Regina Cardona. She's a treasurer, interim treasurer for ASG. She manages all your money that you guys give to us for the IDs. And this is Adam Kali. She actually was a senator, and she does a lot of media work. She actually helped put this PowerPoint together as well. This PowerPoint is designed by everybody's input on our campus and the students. So this is Noe Ortiz, he's your Senate chair. That's Melissa, that's John in the middle with his hands up. He looks like he's in trouble. He's a VP, and there's Mrs. Cardona again. You know, they're all working together like a team, serving the students and being part of life of Oxnard College. This is Ms. Guerrero. She just retired, and this is Mr. Bush, your vice president. And you guys want money, he gives you your domingo every domingo, right here. He's the man, right there. And this is staff at Oxnard College. This is the singer, and this is our PRO. He's the one that does a lot of the flyers, a lot of the promotions, and tries to bring equity to our board so you guys can benefit with discounts. That's Hugo Avila. And if you go down, we'll go to the next slide. We have Mrs. Linda Webb, and then we have Mr. Duran, and this is, help me with the name. Marcos Lupian. I get him confused with Flores. It's Flores, Cesar Flores. Marcos Lupian. He helps you guys out in the administration office, and he does, I think he goes out in the community and tries to bring live students, I think junior high students, high school students into our campus, because that's something we need in our campus. We need to get our students involved, especially people that are coming from high school and junior high. Support your college. And then we have the next slide.
What's there, everybody? Grab a piece and go.
Yes. And then we have Everardo, EOPS, Jose, Counseling. We have another individual in the middle. What's her name, if you guys can help me out? Letty, and she's counseling.
Start with the Q&A, and then we'll culminate with the answers. Please make sure we get your questions answered for Dr. Duran and Dr. Bush, and Mr. Eagleson, D. Sherwood, and my colleague. Okay? So,
All right. Okay. That's it. Well, thank you for coming out today to have our second pizza with the president. This opportunity we started so that you have a chance to dialogue with me and have questions about what's going on our campus, so we can listen to you. Besides me, I have several of our senior administrators here. Dr. Michael Bush is our Vice President of Business Services. We have Dean Karen Eagleson, Senior Services. Ken Sherwood, and our other ones are not yet here. So we have enough backup. Yeah, I have to bring my posse with me so we can really deal with it. But first of all, thank you for working with me on the Pizza with the President concept. We want to be able to enhance dialogue with the administration so we can listen more carefully to the students about what it is that your needs are, what can we do to help make your experience here at Oxnard College a better one, to support you in your educational endeavors, because one of the goal one here at Oxnard College for us is to make sure that we help you achieve your educational goal. It's not our educational goal, it's yours. This college was set up from the taxpayers of Ventura County and are supporting it to be able to offer higher education opportunities for our local community so that we can enhance your knowledge, skills, and abilities to pursue the areas of interest that you have and the careers that you have in mind. Whether they're here to come and learn how to fix automobiles or to become a psychiatrist, go through our programs and transfer into the universities. So we are a comprehensive institution that endeavors to do that with the programs we have available. And many of you know we have a variety of programs that are available to you. To that end, we worked hard to try to make sure the environment is conducive to learning. Thanks to the taxpayers and on the bond of 2002, we were able to spend over the last few years $115 million in fixing the new buildings that we have now, so that you can have state-of-the-art facilities, the computers you need to be able to get the skills you're going to have to learn to deal with the 21st century. So we worked hard on all of that. Internally, we have been able to develop our systems so we have students involved in some of our decision-making. We have student government. We have representatives of students on all our major committees so that we hear the students' voice as well. And we really appreciate that. It's really important that we get that input from the students. And we've also worked to be able to provide opportunities for things like scholarships for our foundation. They work hard to make sure, by the way, and if you know, I hope some of you apply for the scholarships that are available, because every year we give away about $250,000 in scholarships for students to help you, support you in coming to school. And so we have a variety of programs. We have the infrastructure, it's getting better. We still have the new dental hygiene facility that you see out there. It's going to, hopefully if they keep on time, they'll be ready to open up this fall. Anybody here from the dental hygiene program? No? Yeah? Okay. You're going to have a state-of-the-art facility to work in. That's really going to be a shining one. We also are going to be renovating Condor Hall. You're going to see a fence go up around Condor Hall here shortly. Maybe by the end of this week or next. We're going to renovate all that so that in a year from now, we're going to bring you 10 new classrooms with state-of-the-art, and so we can add to our capacity to offer more classes and better schedules for you. So you can get the schedules the classes you need when you want them. That's part of what we're working towards. Because the economy is getting better, we've been able to get more money for the campus because we've increased our enrollment so that we can offer a better schedule of classes to you. So that's where the deans come in. They work very hard to really try to put together the best schedules for you for day and evening to be able to, get that works with your schedules. Because I know a lot of you work, right? 20 or more hours a week. You have your family lives as well. Some of you have children, so you got to deal with that. And then if you have time left over, maybe your personal life. So I know it's a lot of students do a lot of that. So we're trying to work with that and also engaging in opportunities for you to learn more beyond the classroom. College is more than just being in the class. It's about engaging experiences like some of the events that are done here in the ASG, learning opportunities to learn leadership skills. In the clubs, get an opportunity in your interest, right, to participate in learning things with other students about them, whether it be the dance club, META, automobile club, the chemistry, whatever's your interest. I think this is the most clubs we've ever had on our campus this fall, right? 22 clubs. 22 clubs. All right. No, that's thanks to you guys and the interest of the students, as well as trying to provide the support systems. We have the tutoring that's available to you. If you need the extra help, that's okay. A lot of students do. And the Phi Theta Kappa that we have for honor students, there's all kinds of varieties of things that are available for you. Plus, the added feature that we've tried to get into through the Latino Thought Maker series is part of the overall Latino Institute. As some of you probably know too, we are going to be bringing back our theater drama program this coming fall. So Ken, we have 3 classes scheduled for the fall? So what are we going to have? We're going to have intro to acting. Intro to acting, intro to stage production. All right, we're going to have intro to acting, intro to stage production, and another one. So we're bringing that back. So those of you interested in that, beyond participating with, I know you've been invited to participate with some of the productions with Rick Naheda and our teatro that's here on campus. Now we're going to be offering formal classes and all that. So those of you interested in the arts will be able to do this. So we're looking forward to that as well. We have some other plans for the music program. One of the things we want to do is start a mariachi studies program on campus. And one of the things that we know about is there's a lot of, all the high schools offer mariachis programs, but after they finish high school, there's no place for them to go. So we are in the process of hiring a new music teacher. One of the things we're looking for is somebody who will dedicate and help us start that program on our campus so that students can continue studying mariachi. So with all of that, we've got a lot of things that we've been, thankful that we've had the opportunity to create. And I really want to take time to thank all my colleagues and the student leaders now and of the past, and all these folks that you see here, because it takes all of us together to make this happen on behalf of you, students. So you have the opportunities, the classes, the support systems that you need so that you can get the education you want to have. And so we're trying to reduce the barriers, whether it be money, childcare, the class schedules, whatever it happens to be. So with that, and it happens with all these other folks, working behind the scenes and supporting our campus. So with that, I just want you to know we're in good shape overall at the campus. It looks good for us for the next few years. We're growing, we're improving our facilities, we're going to have better schedules for you, and more opportunities to engage in the campus. Whether it be through the theater, music, clubs, leadership programming, all kinds of things that we can do to help you learn the skills to be ready for the 21st century. Because we all have the same amount of time on Earth, right? I mean, each one of us has 24 hours in a day. The question is, what do you do with it? Some people are productive and they organize and they really take advantage of it. Others don't have those skills yet and you don't do much with it. So the question is, what is it that you want to do with it? And I'm going to congratulate and thank all of you for coming here because you're investing in yourself right now. You're investing in the time and effort it takes to learn new skills, to be able to prepare yourself for the future. It's said that good luck happens when preparation meets opportunity. When you're prepared and an opportunity comes along, that's when you put yourself in a position to take advantage of it. When you're not prepared and opportunities come along or a challenge comes along, that's bad luck. Because then you're not able to take advantage, or you're not able to, or you might not have the skill sets to deal with the situation. So, congratulations. You're preparing yourself, you're preparing your own good luck. And you're making the use of the time you have here. So I want to thank you for that and wish each and every one of you the best in the future. How many of you are graduating in May? Okay. Right, all right. Good. You've done all the work, you know what it takes, you've disciplined yourself. And that's one of the values of education. You know, beyond the degree and the discipline, one of the things employers look at, part of the reason degrees are valuable because the employers know that you have been able to discipline yourself to focus, do the work in a timely manner, and get it done. And that's what employers look for. They want people who are self-starters, who know how to deal with that and work with groups and work in a greater society, as well as have specific skills they might want you to do. So beyond just the degree itself, there's other valuable skills that you learn and walk away from having an education. You learn about our society in general. You learn about the responsibility of being a good citizen. You learn about working and getting involved in voting and all the other things that it takes, because we all have lives. Only a third of our life is spent at work. The rest is spent outside, right, with family and the community and all that. So there's a lot more you can learn. So we try to mirror that here at the college level. And for those of you who have transferred on to the university, we're here to help prepare you to take on that to the next level of education. And I would hope that you all would really think that learning is a lifelong process. It just doesn't end with the degree here. And in fact, when I did my doctoral work and my university, only the doctoral students got to go on stage to go across. Because they had, I went to a pretty big university and they had thousands of undergraduates that got their bachelor's and master's degree. Only the doctoral students went across the stage, and my key advisor got to put the hood on me. When you get the doctoral degree, you get that final hood, as you can see on graduation day. And just before we were going out there, he turned to me and said, "Richard, now you're going to be considered an expert because you have the title behind your name." And I remember thinking to myself, an expert at what? I don't know anything. Because one of the things you learn about learning is how much you don't know. Right? You start asking questions here, you start thinking about, what about that? What about that? And what about this field? And the more so there's always something new to learn. Right? I've never understood how people can say, I'm bored. Well, if you're bored, it's because you're lazy. There's so much stuff to do in the world and so much time that I said, how can a person be bored? I never understood that there's things to learn, people to deal with, community to engage. The life is out there. If you want to stay home and just sit in on the couch and watch TV all day long, well, that's your choice. But you have chosen something different. You're here. So I congratulate you. Thank you for that. Investing in yourself, in your own future, in your family's future, because you are the models. You're the ones that are going to go out there and you're going to show your younger brothers and sisters or somebody in the community, una familia, colegas out there, whatever it is that you deal with, you're the one showing them. I'm going to school. I can do it. And encouraging them to maybe follow in your footsteps. So you're more than just students, you're role models. So don't ever forget that. You invest in yourself and your family in the future. Whether, even if you're single now, you're gonna have a family in the future, you might have kids, you set the tone for them. Because that's what you learn, you're gonna teach them. So, well, anyway, I'll stop being a preacher and then open up for some questions to see if there's anything I can answer for you at this point. And I do want to thank you for the cake and everything in my retirement. I am about to say I'm going to be, once I finish my work here, I'm going to be moving home to my home state of Colorado. That's where I'm from, Pueblo, Colorado. That's where I grew up, and my family, grandkids, and all my familia is there. My parents are buried there. So it's time for me to go home and contribute back to my home community. But I've enjoyed my time here at Oxnard College, and I think all of us collectively made a contribution to helping it make a better school for you. And I hope you know that you're coming to one of the best community colleges in the state of California. Okay? So.
Well, Dr. Duran, I would just like to wish you the best in your future, and thank you for supporting ASG. And you weren't here for Black History Month on Tuesday, but you are very inspiring to students. We're Latinos, Mexicanos, Mexicanos, with the struggle, and it is real. And Oxnard College is very beautiful. It embraces it. This is our culture, we are the fields. We are the children of this city, and I have so much Condor pride for this school. And the EOPS that this college has offered has held my hand, and EOPS believed in me until I could believe in myself. And I would just like to thank you, because these things the school offers to us students, and being a minority and financial lack and just little things, that have really made a big difference in my life. And today I will graduate in May, and I will continue to fight and to educate myself, because I am hungry for education. And I would just like to thank you, because this is the ground. This is where I got my start here at Oxnard College. I'm an 8th grade dropout, never been to high school, and this place has helped me become the woman that I am today. And I would just like to thank you and congratulate you on everything you've done for the college, the beautiful Condor statue that you got out there for us. You're leaving that, and that's going to be a legacy that's going to be here at the college. And I wish you the well on your journey.
Okay, everybody, I know Mr. Duran, you have a couple more questions. Anybody have more questions for Mr. Duran?
Let me give you another update. Yeah, look, you notice out in front, we're having a big ditch that's being dug already. That's going to be our new marquee. It's getting ready now. If everything works well, it'll be here before graduation. So we'll have a new huge marquee thing. They know you arrived at Oxnard College. It's the big O and the C. We're specially constructed just for us. It's a unique design. And I'm really looking forward to seeing that. Right, Mike? It's going to be...
They're pouring concrete today.
So another company's constructing them. I think when we get that, it'll be a really great meeting. So you'll be able to drive by in front of the college. You'll be able to see all the activities that are going on electronically and the whole thing. So, and when you say where's Oxnard College, just tell them we're on Rose and you'll see it. You'll know where you're at. Okay. Senor?
Hi. Hi, so my name is Francisco, and I wanted to obviously thank you, Dr. Duran, and wish you well on your retirement. And I also want to thank the administration, everyone, all the deans who make this college function, especially the grounds people. They're kind of like the unsung heroes. You look, yeah, that's right, I said grounds. Yeah, so they're kind of like the unsung heroes of the college. So my question is, and this was answered at the last pizza with the president, but I just want to kind of see like how far we've gone, and I want everyone else to hear too, but I'm wondering, since California is like 95% severe drought, what we're doing to address the drought, and how we're addressing environmental sustainability, seeing as how we're an institution of higher learning, and we kind of have a responsibility to set that example.
Good question, Mike has
Obviously, this is a huge challenge, and as we welcome the rain that we've had in a little bit, so we don't have more slides, we're a long ways away, and if you follow the snowpack in the Sierras, and we live off the snowpack in the Sierras, it's dismal. So we're looking for several more years of drought. Here at the college, we have reduced our water on our irrigation by down to 20%. So we went from 100 down to 20. We, as you know, we are turning some areas over to mulch and native gardens. We, during the summer, do not have the prettiest lawn in the quad, and some of that's to keep our sports facilities playable, because if it gets too hard, we'll have injuries. So we're picking and choosing where we're watering. We're going to drip systems, and we are working on issues for water consumption in the buildings. The gentlemen will know we have a waterless urinals, and that saves a gallon per flush. So we're doing things to combat the drought. We're doing other issues on sustainability. One of the other things is, what do you do with the water once it's out? We have a pond, and we capture all our runoff and send it to the pond and percolate it through rather than piping it out to the ocean. So that's helping our groundwater. We are working with the city on recycled water or reclaimed water, Title 22 water, from their sewer plant, which they treat, and then we'll use that for irrigation. So we're doing a number of efforts. As far as consumption, our carbon footprint, Brian Fonstock and I don't believe I've even shared this with you, are looking at, down at Camp Pendleton, they have a solar farm with a giant flywheel. And then that flywheel gives up energy all day long, and then at night, it releases the energy because it's still spinning. And there is a company that would like to bring that to Oxnard College. And Brian's working out the details on that, and hopefully we'll be able to take some of our vacant land, put in a solar farm with this flywheel technology, and our students will have access to this cutting-edge green technology to train on. We also are putting in battery packs. They are lithium batteries, so we don't want them to blow up and things like that, but the idea is you take your peak time. When it's a low time, you charge the battery, and then you use the battery during the peak time, so you're not paying the higher rates. So these are a few of the things we're doing in that area.
Thank you.
The dental hygiene program, no. It's not solar. It is very complex infrastructure, and it's very regulated. It uses a lot of gas, and it has and I know Bob Suby would love to talk about it and give tours, but it is pretty complex. And the medical field does use a lot of power and a lot of water.
Hi. Hey, my name is Jonathan Lopez. Well, they almost say everything I was going to say. They're really inspiring people and motivated. And I want to ask you a question. What motivated you to go for a doctorate and then keep helping students to be better?
Well, that's an interesting question. I'm a first-generation student. I grew up in Pueblo, Colorado, in the projects, on welfare. My mother was a single mother with 5 kids. My father was an alcoholic. And so I know firsthand what it means to be a first-generation student. And where I grew up, it was not, in my hometown, if you're Latino over there was only 2 choices. If you finished high school, there was only 2 choices for you: go to the military or try to find a job in the steel mill in our hometown. And those are the good jobs, because obviously they made pretty good money and all that. But it wasn't until a program called Upward Bound, when I was a junior in high school, they came around, and it was the first time our local college had gotten a grant to bring kids. At that time, it was designed for what they called potential high school dropouts. which I never thought of myself because I know my mother would kick my ass if if I even thought of, because that was one thing I credit my mother. She said, you're all going to finish high school. Because back then it was just, that was at least that. But nobody had any experience in college. Nobody knew anything. It was the Upward Bound program that took me and lived on the dorms for in the summertime for 6 weeks. They exposed us to what college was like. And for me, it really turned me on in terms of saying, I had always admired teachers and I wanted to be a teacher, but I never knew how to do all that because I always thought in college you had to be rich and smart. Well, I know we didn't have any money, so to go, and I never considered myself that smart. But it's amazing what happens when you can get with people that know these things and you begin to find out the myth about college debt. What's more important than almost being smart is your ability to persist and work at it. That's one thing I've learned over the years. But it was a series of experiences over the time where I was able to get mentors that helped me. And this is why I try to give back to and mentor others. Because none of us makes it by ourselves. We always have, there's somebody that'll help you. Nobody makes it by themselves. So after I finished my bachelor's and master's, I remember the reason, the day I decided I was going to go for my doctorate. I had to go visit a professor in the university where I was working. And this guy was the image of a traditional professor. He wore the bow tie, smoked a pipe. Back then you could smoke in the buildings and all that. I mean, you know, the kind of images you think of the traditional college professor. And I was waiting for him. And I was waiting outside the door, and I could see him. He knew I was there because I had an appointment with him. And he just kept me waiting. He kept me waiting until he was ready to call me in. And I remember thinking, this guy has no sense of being how to interact with people. He was very short and curt. He didn't really give me the answer I was looking for. And I walked out of there thinking, what does it take for me to be that guy? Why can't I be that professor or do whatever? And then I learned that one of the things you need to do to be in higher education was to have a doctoral degree. And that was when, so I decided that day that I was going to find out and that I would have my doctorate. And I worked from that to make it happen. So I planned my work. I created a plan and I followed my own plan. So that's the kind of thing. So I bet you all have incidents or something happened to you that inspired you or caused you to think. And one of the things I walked away from thinking, I learned, and I talked about these people, I said, when you see something out there that you might want, or whether it be I don't care, the President of the United States president, I had never envisioned myself being a president of a college. I was just lucky to finish high school. But one of the things you learn when you get success, and when I'm saying success, you achieve your goals, but that's what I'm talking about being successful. You achieve your goals, it builds upon itself. So one of the questions I always ask is, why not me? It doesn't have to be the other guy. So if I want it, why not me? Look, I know. I'm just as good as if I'm willing to work at it, right? And take care of business and follow through it and ask help along the way. There's no reason I can't do it. But I have to walk through the door. Nobody can do it for me. I can get help, I can get advice, but at the same time, it's the one where I know that I have to end up doing the work at night. That's why I congratulate you. I know what you're going through. Working at night, seeing me alone, maybe at your coffee table, doing your homework or trying to read or whatever, when the blender are running around and you have things like trying to get these things that you have to do to make it work, or finding the time, or go work and then come home and study and all these things that all of us work on. So that was one of the things that inspired me, but I've always wanted to be able to know that I wanted to have the opportunity to get in positions so that I could help and help others come along. Because I think in especially in the United States and in the world, education is the great equalizer. No matter where you come from, when you have an education, nobody can take that away from you, and you can utilize it with what you've learned to move yourself forward, whether it be a leader in the community, in a college, or whatever. So I ask some of you, have you ever thought of you becoming a college professor? guess what? We're gonna need college professors. Have you ever thought of some of these aspirations so you can inspire and train others in your discipline, your field? Why not you? These faculty we have are gonna retire. We're gonna need to replace them, right, with others. Prepare yourself. If you ever think you would like to be a college professor or an administrator, if you would like to be in this kind of environment to be able to help others, why not you? That's a question for you. But that's a longer answer. But that's one of the reasons. That's how I got here. But where I started from, where you start from doesn't define the limits of where you might want to go. But you have to know that you have to do the work. Okay? If you're willing to do that, si se puede. Okay?
Any other questions? Okay, we're gonna, I want to go.
buscamos un rincón cerca del cielo. Si nos dejan, haremos con las nubes terciopelo. Y ahí, juntitos los dos, cerquita de Dios, será lo que que soñamos. Si nos dejan, te llevo de la mano, corazón, y allí nos vamos. Si nos dejan, de todo lo demás nos olvidamos. Si nos dejan, si nos dejan. Gracias.
I want to thank Rosita and thank you so much. And here's Mr. Duran, there's Mike. And muchas gracias. And she gave something to the college, her talent. So Duran, I want you to take that with your heart, and I hope you can talk about it when you retire, talk to your parents, and you got something to talk about.
That's right.
All right.
Muchísimas gracias.
Go ahead and introduce your cabinet and go forward.
Okay, we're all done, right? Are there any more questions? Anything? No?
Okay, let's cut the cake,
Who's
Mr.
going to take
Duran.
my place? Right now, the chancellor is going to be doing a search for an interim president. There'll be a president that should be here July 1st for 1 year, and then they're going to be doing a search for the permanent president next year. So the other thing I would ask is to when that other person gets here, he or she, I would encourage your continued support of that president, just as you've given me support, and I think the next president too, that we are going to leave things behind. So for example, in our budgets, somebody asked, is this going to continue after I'm gone? The answer is yes, because we're going to be putting it in the budgets for next year, continuing the Latino Filemaker series and some of the other things we put in place. So it's going to be there so that the next president can just continue some of the things we're doing here, and then hopefully even do more. But that's where it stands right now.
Okay, Mr. Duran,
Have some cake?
we're gonna do the last supper here, cutting the cake. So we're gonna put the
Okay.
table back right here.
Do you want this? All right. Can we get some cake?
Cut it down. And I want you to cut it and see if you can serve the first slice to Rosita for singing you a song. And I think that's the best deal I ever got. Alrighty, so right in the middle. Rosita, you have a minute? How big you want your slice?
Well, well, we're going to do I'm not a good cake cutter. I'm going to do this. I'm going to get her the corner. How's this? Okay?
Serving the cake here, don't bring the cake, slices, and then
First one starts.
Well, look at that. Foundation is cracked. There you go.
You do that good, Mr.
Okay.
Duran. Very good.
I got a lot of skills.
We're gonna get the cake and we're gonna move it over and we'll serve it up. Okay, good?
Thank you very much.
Go ahead and let's move the cake.
Okay?
Over here.
No,